Hi everyone, ever encountered that frustrating message, type error, the payload argument must be of type object. Received null? It's a common error, especially when working with data, APIs, or certain libraries, and today we're going to break it down, understand why it happens, and most importantly, learn how to fix it quickly and efficiently. First, let's understand what this error message is telling us piece by piece. The type error part simply means that a function or method received data of an unexpected or incorrect type. It was expecting one kind of data, but it got something else. Next, the payload argument refers to the specific piece of data you were trying to send, pass, or use in a particular operation. Think of a payload as the main content or data being transmitted. The crucial part, must be of type object, clearly states the expectation. The code was designed to work with a structured piece of data, something like a JavaScript object or a JSON object, which typically looks like key, value. This means it expects data with properties and values, not just a single primitive value. Finally, received null is the punchline. Instead of getting that expected object, the code got null, which literally means nothing or no value. So, in essence, the error means, I needed a structured data object, but you gave me absolutely nothing. This error typically pops up in several common scenarios. One very frequent cause is when you're making an API call, trying to send data to a server. If the data you're attempting to send, your payload, ends up being null before it's sent, the API client or the underlying library will complain. Another reason could be related to data parsing. If you try to JSON.parse, an empty string or invalid JSON, the result might be null, and if that null is then passed to a function expecting an object, you'll see this error. Many libraries and frameworks also have strict requirements for the data types they receive, so if they're expecting a configuration object or specific parameters as an object and get null instead, they'll throw this type error. So, how do we fix it? The first and most important step is to check your data source. Where is this payload supposed to come from? Is it actually returning data? Use console.log, extensively write before the line of code that throws the error to inspect the actual value of your payload variable. Is it truly null at that point? If so, investigate why. Perhaps a network request failed, a database query returned no results, or a user didn't input required information. A crucial solution is to validate your data before you use it. You can add a simple if statement to check if your data exists. If my payload variable // proceed with using the data, else // handle the null case, perhaps log a warning, send a default empty object, or show an error to the user. Sometimes, simply providing a default empty object, such as instead of null, can prevent the error, especially if the recipient of the payload can gracefully handle an empty object. When dealing with API responses, use your browser's developer tools, specifically the Network tab, or tools like Postman to inspect exactly what the server is sending back. Is the server itself returning null where it should be sending an object? If you are working with JSON.parse, always ensure that the string you are trying to parse is valid JSON and not an empty string or malformed data. Remember, this type error is a clear signal that structured data is expected but is missing. By understanding where your data is coming from, validating its presence, and ensuring it meets the type requirements, you can effectively debug and resolve this common issue. Thanks for watching. I truly hope this explanation helps you tackle this specific type error with confidence in your future coding endeavors. If you found this video useful, please give it a big thumbs up, share it with anyone who might benefit, and don't forget to subscribe for more programming tips, error explanations, and coding tutorials. Hitting that notification bell will also ensure you don't miss out on our next video. Your support helps this channel grow, and I appreciate every single one of you. See you next time.